We're going to Disney World. Not really, but if we were, this is what we're looking forward to the most, and you can hear about it on episode 81 of Salute to the Ears. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Salute to the Ears. I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Erica.
And we're going to kind of try our new format we kind of talked about last week a little bit.
Yeah, so we do family dinners a lot, and super blessed to have teenagers who still want to do that with us on the regular. And a lot of times we have these great conversations that just happen out of like what if questions, or just spin off of something that happened that day, or, you know, like, did you hear about this?
Mm-hmm.
And more often than not, we end up talking about Disney in some form or another.
Right. Yeah. It usually comes back around. So we're going to go with kind of a big, broad one, but kind of comes up. We're going to Disney World.
We're not going to
We're
Disney
not
World.
actually going to Disney World, but
I feel like the Taylor Swift song, like, no, I'm not.
But you hear those words. What are the first things that go through your mind of, oh man, I can't wait for this?
Where are we staying?
You know what? That's what's we didn't talk about this at all beforehand. We're just like, hey, we're going to go for it. So it's more like a conversation. But that was the first thing that came through my mind too, is where are we staying?
Where are we staying? Because like where you stay can make or break your trip.
And it can.
Like there are certain things about certain resorts that, depending on what you are wanting to get out of this trip,
Mm-hmm.
if you are a rope drop to park clothes kind of person, you're not going to be in your room very often, and the only thing you really need is a clean place to sleep.
Right.
Then you know what? Staying at a deluxe resort might not be your best bet. Like, you might as well stay at a value or a moderate resort and just like...
Yeah. Take the bus there first thing in the morning, and then take it back whenever you go back at night.
Yeah.
I kind of had those same thoughts of where are we staying? And more along the lines of, I really hope it's somewhere we haven't stayed before.
Yeah. I mean, if that was the thing, like if somebody was like, here is a trip to Disney World, plan it how you want, stay where you want, like, you know, not even like sky's the limit, but like it's a stay for this many nights, you know, like, has to be on property, like, you know, like they do for the promo of like, oh, you've won a Disney World vacation. Like, great. Like if we're dreaming about that, like I want to stay someplace we haven't stayed before. But honestly, like the places we haven't stayed, we've at least visited.
Yeah, we have.
And I'm not like, I don't know that I want to stay.
Oh, I have places on my list.
Okay, I take that back. I want to stay at Grand Floridian, but I want to stay in one of the brand new suites.
Okay. I want to stay at Riviera.
Oh yeah, I want to stay at Riviera. That's true.
I want to actually stay at Poly, because I mean, we stayed at Poly, but they stuck us in a bungalow, you know, like I want to actually stay at Poly and like in a regular room. Yeah. I mean, we've never stayed at Contemporary. It's not like high on my list, but it'd be kind of cool to be like, hey, I'm walking out of my room onto the monorail.
I do have an affinity for being able to just hop on the monorail.
Right.
Having a monorail resort for me is like, that is huge.
Right.
That is a major plus for me. Like,
and I have one of my bucket list things is I want to stay in all the resorts. So like I still need to stay in Yacht and Beach, like, and Boardwalk. Yeah. Like you've stayed there, I haven't. Yeah. Just the location of those is fantastic.
I've technically only stayed on the beach side.
Okay.
So like technically it's
being able to walk to Epcot and Hollywood is like something I'd really like to do. Yeah. You can say the same thing about Disneyland. I'd love to stay.
I want to stay in all three. Yeah.
Yeah. And just the ability of like, okay, I'm going to leave my room and walk out the door to DCA. Like, okay. Like, that sounds pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah. So that's the first thing that popped in my mind too, was where are we staying? The next one that kind of goes with that, with how you were saying it, is when are we going?
When are we going? And when are we going for me rolls into what are we wearing? Yeah. What clothes will I need, and what can I talk you into Disney bounding as? Yeah. Yeah. Because there's certain times of the year where certain Disney bounds work better than others. And
sometimes not so much.
I'd really, like right now, if I could do another trip, I think it would be to go at Christmas.
Yeah.
We haven't been around Christmas since our belated honeymoon.
Well, you and I went.
Oh, no, we went in 2020.
When we stayed at Grandestino.
Okay, here's my thing, though.
That was different because we were all wearing masks.
That was December of 2020.
Right.
That was a very different Disney experience.
It is.
But I want to do it with the kids. I mean, like, I want all of us to be able to do it.
Yeah. That'll be interesting since Jackson's going to college.
Yeah.
If we'll be able to get him to, like, one, it depends on when finals are, for sure. But
to usually earlier than hers. So he should be out by second week of December. Just
if we're going with them, then buckle up for the crowds, because that'll be more than any crowds we've done in a long time. So
I know it's either take her out and miss school or have to deal with crowds.
Yeah. And I mean, with her being in high school and him in college, that means finals. So that's no good. Yeah. I think the time of year, like, because crowd level, like, makes a difference.
It does.
It's
if you have littles and it's crazy crowded, that is so nerve-wracking.
Right. It's nerve-wracking with Jackson. Come on.
It is nerve-wracking with Jackson, but at least you can see him over most people.
No, you can. He does not like the crowds. He gets
He's
not a line waiter.
It's not even lines. Like, he can wait in line. Yeah. It's he's going to be the person at the grocery store and people are, like, blocked in and he can't get through, and he's just going to, like, road rage in the grocery store with the cart because he can't handle the, like, stuff not moving the way it's supposed to.
Right.
Like, the flow of traffic needs to not be impeded. That's his thing. Like,
yeah.
I would say, like, if we could just be like, here's your trip to Disney World, like, let's go. What should we do? Like, what would be the number one thing that you would be most excited about getting to go do right now?
Right now, Tiana's.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I want to go see Tiana's and make my own opinion.
Did you see the video of the voice of Mama Odie?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Singing. I cried. I mean, I cried at everything Disney. You guys know that. But
the fact that people in all the other boats were so into it. I mean, it was a lot of the cast and stuff too, but everybody was so into it.
Like, that is a forever memory.
Yeah. You see her there singing, but when I see her there singing it, it's Mama Odie.
Yeah.
It's like 100%. Like, that's what I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and she's incredible anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, like,
Yeah. That 100% is the top of my list. Is there anything else on your list that would be up there?
Epcot.
Yeah.
Community Core.
Yeah.
Right?
Community Core. Yeah. Close enough.
Community Core.
Right.
I work in ministry. I use the word community a lot. I want to see all that. I haven't seen any of that since any of the walls have been down. You and Brooklyn did in February. I want to see that. And I haven't seen the Moana, the water exhibit.
I want you to go through it during the day, but it's like
10 times better at night.
10 times better at night, especially if it's the extended hours for your deluxe or Shades of Green. I mean, we were staying at Shades of Green.
Right.
So we were paying value price and got deluxe amenities, and needing to go through at night. It was basically Brooklyn and I by ourselves through a ton of it.
Yeah.
That's how I want you to see it. That's how I want you to see it, the first time if possible.
Yeah.
But then I also want you to be able to go up and get your picture taken with Walt.
Yeah. I'm going to cry.
You will
I'm going to bawl.
Like, I will be shocked if you don't. You were crying with the partner statue at
the Union Station exhibit. Yeah, the Disney 100 exhibit. Like, I was tearing up with that. And honestly, if it had been, we go back, because we plan to go back, I will probably cry again then.
Yeah.
Like, just.
Yeah.
There's so much that we've gotten to experience and be a part of our lives. Like, not just since we've been together, but like our whole lives.
Right.
That, Walt impacted, that I just.
Yeah. From movies to us going to the parks as kids.
Yeah.
To now and with our kids and our honeymoon and being in a parade and all these different core memories that we have that are associated with Walt and the parks.
Yeah, and even things like, we used Toy Story to help Jackson understand moving when he was a toddler. And, because that's a big change when you're 1.5.
It is.
And we we've had these things that have impacted and shaped the way we view the world,
Mm-hmm.
you know, even of like, look, if we can all just be a little bit nicer, we can find our joy, if we can, you know, like be kind and spread some pixie dust and some magic to those around us, how much better would the world be? So the impact that it's had, yeah, I definitely want to see the Walt statue at Epcot. I'm super excited for that. I would also be very excited to just hit all of our favorites.
Yeah, I think all of our favorites, but then there's like new snacks and stuff that have come out, like getting beignets over at Golden Oak. Like these are supposed to be the real beignets, not the croissant beignet thing that they just had there. These are supposed to be like beignets. Like you get over it.
We've had the beignets at French Quarter.
But we haven't been able to get them in the parks.
Yeah.
So I'm always looking forward to like trying new snacks. Like we always had this massive long list of snacks and things.
I always have we start before we take any trip, we always start planning in like a notebook or something where as we see things and we think of things that we want to do, we grab the notebook and we write it down. And I always try to like make it a little notebook so that we can take it with us and refer back to it when we're like, what should we get? Like, and we never remember to.
No. There's certain things that now have been ingrained in us, like a carrot cake cookie or a churro.
Oh man, you posted that on Threads and I was like,
I was looking for something and that popped up. I'm like, that sounds pretty good right now.
Yeah, it does.
But there's just been so many different things that were like, yeah, you like that. Like we usually try to get Dole Whip.
Yeah, you like me some Dole Whip.
Yeah. Pro tip, if you get it over at Polly, go inside quickly because you're not going to make it to the end of the pool even this time of year. It's gonna be all over your hand. So go inside and enjoy it and enjoy the little tiki guy. Yeah, and there's always new snacks and stuff coming out, which I'm always looking forward to trying, but we don't always get there. One of the things that I'm always looking forward to whenever we do this is like, what kind of magical moment are we going to see?
Yeah, because it's not even just like us experiencing magical moments. Like we live vicariously through everybody else experiencing their magic moments. And it's one of the things that I tell, you know, we have a lot of friends that come to us of like, what should we do on this trip? What should we, you know, like, how should we plan this? Where should we go? What should we do? I've got a friend right now that I am getting ready to connect with about it. And, you know, one of the things that I always tell people is be open to those moments happening because the more open you are to it happening and the more like, just like, yeah, let's try this. Let's go see this. And then if it's like, hey, you know, cast members are like, one of our favorite magic moments that we've had happen is the kids getting to walk Buzz back to the toy box. Right. That all came about because I was trying to get a picture just of Buzz just for one of the nephews. And the cast member was like, they had just had an issue with a mom being upset that the line was closed. And I was like, nope, I'm just off to the side trying to take a random shot. Like, we're good. Like, you don't have to worry about us. Like, you know, totally respected what they needed to do, what was happening. And because of that, we had this super cool experience after that because we were A, respectful, and B, just open to what could happen. Right. In that we weren't trying to rush to anything. We weren't trying to force anything. We weren't like just relaxed. And I think all of our things that have happened that have been like magic moment things have been in those times. Right.
You have to kind of take down your walls, like sometimes step out of what's comfortable. Yeah. I'm thinking of being in Animal Kingdom and getting pulled up to like dance with those guys. Like, I wasn't particularly comfortable. Like, my leg doesn't work like it used to. So when you start getting past feet, I'm like, oh no. But it's a memory. Like Brooklyn will remember that forever. Yeah. Like, and sometimes those memories aren't even ours. Like, was it last year? Or no, it was the year before when we were down for Mickey's Not So Scary, and we had a family right by us, and we're always getting all this interaction with all the characters going by.
So we were able, like, we ended up getting some video, and like I sent it to him on Instagram, right, and was able to like, you know, share some of those moments with them, and just getting to see her so incredibly excited about her interactions with the characters. Right,
seeing those memories being made for other families and for us, like, is why you're there. Yeah. That's why you're paying godly money to be there. So take down those walls and like step out of your little comfy spot, and that stuff's more likely to happen.
Willing to just like be a kid. Like, I think that's one of the things that makes us so excited about getting to go is we get to totally step out of responsibilities and the weight of things. And you just kind of get to like, you walk through the park entrance and it's just kind of like, like for us. And I think a lot of people walk into it with like this, and we used to, when the kids were younger, we definitely, you know, it was like, we have 4 days. We're only going to be here. Like you never knew when we were going to get to do this again. And when you have that mentality, though, of like, I have to hit all of these things and I have to do it this way and it has to look like this and it has to feel like this. And then it doesn't, it's disappointing.
Right.
And so if you walk in, though, with the like, hey, here's a rough estimate of the things that we would like to do, but we may not be able to do all of them.
Right.
You can have a pretty fantastic trip.
Right. And I think if you already go in there, like, the shirt I hate the most is, I see people wearing it, is most expensive day ever.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's super expensive. I get it. But I feel like when you're going in there and all you're worried about is, I can't believe I spent this much money, and you're already ticked off about it, it sets you up for failure.
Yeah. And you can do that as like the joke, like, and have the like fun attitude about it. Like, you know, like I got Dad the like scan here for payment type t-shirt, like when like Bank of Dad, you know, type situation 1 year, which was super funny. Like, but that's not
right. I just feel like the number one complaint I get from friends that have gone is, it's too expensive. I'll never go back.
It's too expensive for what they get out of it. And I think part of that is that they have this expectation of what they're going to get out of it and feel out of it. And the second that they don't, they're like, whoop, that was a failure. And I'm like, but were you open to anything else happening? Were you watching anything else happening? Were you watching your kid have the time of their life?
Right.
Riding Dumbo.
Being so excited because their favorite character is going by, or looking over at your wife's face as she's crying because the fireworks are going off. There's all these different places where if you allow yourself, like, that money's already gone. Like, you ain't getting it back. Yeah. And you have to know going down there, if you're going to be waiting in lines.
Yeah. And you're going to be waiting in lines whether you go to Worlds of Fun or Six Flags or anything else.
But it's the number one tourist spot in the world.
Yeah.
You're going to be waiting in lines. Like, that's this part of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm never excited to wait in lines, but we are pretty experts at this point in lightning lanes, virtual queues, and hacking the system of like being, you know, stacking lightning lanes and doing stuff with Genie Plus so that we can wait in line the least amount that we can. Right.
Hitting a bunch of stuff in the afternoon, which is really good over at Hollywood. We could talk about that one.
Yeah, no, I would be most excited for drop a Disney trip on my lap. I'm like, where are we staying? When are we going?
Right.
And what are you going to let me Disney bound as? Because
and then I'm throwing in there, what am I eating? Because eating's good. Yeah. I like food. And there's still so many restaurants we haven't tried.
Yeah.
And I'd like to try. I feel like to try some of those, like, we need more time. Like,
yeah, I think that's the hardest part for us of not getting it, still trying to be a vacation and not just content, is that there's a lot of stuff that we don't get to do that we'd like to content wise because we're trying to just enjoy the vacation aspect.
Right.
So that's hard too.
Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, there's definitely, like we've talked about snacks, like there's certain ones I'm like, oh yeah, because I mean, we can get Dole Whip at other places around here, but it's not the same.
Oh no.
It's close, but it's not the same. And I think part of that is just atmosphere. But yeah, I think those things are like, where are we staying, when we going, and what are we eating is like some of the top ones. Because I mean, there's resorts I don't necessarily ever want to stay at again, or I don't care if I do. And there's others that I'm like, okay, I don't mind if I stay there again.
Yeah.
Like I'd really like to stay at Gran Destino again sometime. Yeah. Like I enjoyed that one. And then a bunch of deluxe ones, but.
Yeah, and we've never stayed at the Value Resort.
We haven't.
The other, but at some point, if we want to claim the bucket list,
we're gonna have to knock them out.
We're gonna have to knock them out, but which I wouldn't mind doing.
No,
especially if somebody was like, "Here's a Disney trip."
Yeah.
Like, here's a Disney trip, but you have to stay at Top Century. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that one is like, hey, you're going. Hey, it's gonna be a 3-day trip. then I'm like, okay, well, I'm going rope drop to closing this sucker down. So all I need is a pillow and a bed. Yeah, I think those are the top things on my list. I'm sure there's other things that the kids would throw on there, like how many times are we going to be able to ride Guardians or Tron? Yeah. So there's all kinds of things that always pop up for people, but I think those are ours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think with that, I'm going to say go out and find your joy.
And have a magical week.